bright lights are actually supposed to help. I'm experiencing pre-jet lag. I was up at 3 a.m. this morning. I'm flying to Berlin this afternoon at around 5 o'clock. And I'm following the advice of an app called Time Shifter, which has you getting up and exposing yourself to bright lights at different times of day, and having caffeine at certain times of day, and then going to sleep at certain times of day, all in the hopes of staving off jet lag. So, bright lights, and I'm a bit bleary. But heading to Berlin, I'm going to the IFA Tech Show, and I'm super excited about that. First time in Germany, first time in Berlin, I guess, obviously. And I've thought I would invite you to pack with me. I've got lots of stuff. You can see there's a whole collection of things on the bed here that I am going to fit in my carry-on. I need everything here in the carry-on. I'm not checking a bag. So that includes my gear that I'm going to need to shoot video at IFA. That includes all my clothes, everything I'm going to need, all my tech, all the fun stuff. So yeah, let's get started. I got a lot to get in here. So the first thing I thought I would show you is my kind of day bag, my tech bag, my pack that I keep with me. In case I ever have to check a bag, I don't put anything in the carry-on bag that I might not want. So I keep all the valuable stuff in the backpack. It's a Targus Mobile Elite backpack, and it is my favorite backpack. It's got so many compartments and keeps me all organized. So I love this backpack. It's coming apart. It's starting to shred, and I'm slightly panicked because in a year or two, or who knows, it'll probably be too shredded, and I don't think they make it anymore. So that's what I'm taking, though. And one of the first few things I've got, I bring a notebook in case I want to take notes or write stuff down. A lot of time to kill on the plane. It's almost a 9-hour flight on the plane. So got some kind of low-tech note-taking, my schedule, my travel schedule's in here, all of that fun stuff. So that goes in there. I've got lots of tech that I am bringing. So I always wear a watch because you gotta. This is the Google Pixel 3. They just came out with the 4. It's not publicly available yet, so this is the 3. And this is what I use to keep track of times and time zones and my steps, because I'm going to be doing a lot of walking around in Europe, obviously. The other thing I bring, it's not in here yet, it'll go in last, is my laptop, my MacBook Pro, which is my work computer. So that's going to be coming, definitely keeping that close with me. The other thing, though, I do bring is an iPad. That may seem excessive, but I like using this for, reading books or watching movies or TV shows on the plane. Yeah, and it's, fun way to surf the net, kind of just a bigger screen than my phone. So I do always bring an iPad. That goes in. The other thing I'm bringing, though, this is the new Google Pixel 10 phone. And I just got it. I posted some early thoughts on the YouTube channel about it. But I want to take it and take photos and videos while I'm in Berlin, because the camera on this is pretty good. It's supposed to do a lot of other things I haven't had a chance to really get hands-on with. So I'm going to be packing this along and just using it for photos and video and fun stuff. So that definitely has to come with me. That goes in the backpack. Well, since I'm on a Google rant here, the Google Pixel Buds Pro 2 in the new Moonstone blue color also coming. These are going to be the headphones that I wear on the plane largely. And they're probably not in here, but I also have another pair of Bose. It's the Bose QC 2nd generation that I am also going to bring. Yes, I do pack 2 sets of headphones. I almost always bring an extra pair on a long haul flight anyway, just in case something dies and, you don't want to be stranded with a crying baby. But I am also kind of testing these out, so I'll have lots of time to do that. So they're both coming as well. What else? Battery pack. Definitely need a spare battery. So I've got the Mophie, I think this is just the juice pack, 5,000 milliamp hours. It just clips to the back of my phone, which I'm using to film so you can't see. but just an extra battery pack. Definitely need that while I'm trying to do work and working off of my phone. This is another fun gadget though that I'm bringing. And if I haven't killed the battery on it already, which I maybe have, this is called Pocket Talk, and it's a pocket translator. So we'll be charging this up shortly. But you can, oh, there it goes. You can basically talk into this and it will translate for you, or vice versa. You can have somebody else speak into it and it'll translate what you need to know. So it does have a camera in it as well. So I could take pictures of signs and have it translate those for me as well. Because I don't speak German, this is going to be, I think, pretty handy. This is supposed to also work off a cellular network. This is something I have reviewed and tested, found it accurate when used with the Spanish language, but I've never actually taken it overseas into a foreign country to actually try it. So I'll give you a quick demo just while I've got it here. So it's on English to Deutsch, English to German. So tell me where the bathroom is, please.
Sag mir bitte, wo das Badezimmer ist.
So it's translating not only the words, which you may or may not be able to see, but it's also speaking them aloud. So it kind of gives you two ways to interact with people. So I'm going to be trying this out, and that's a fun little tiny gadget that is going to be good to have with me. Other things I've got to bring, MacBook charger. It's so heavy. I wish it wasn't this heavy, but sadly it is. So that's coming along. I've also got in here a remote control for my phone so that if I want to use a teleprompter, I can do that. And then I've got the microphone kit that I'm wearing. This is a tiny little kit called Boya. 2 microphones and a transmitter, which is attached to my phone. That'll be for any interviews I want to do while I'm at the IFA Tech Show in Berlin. So basically that's my audio gear in the fuzzy purple pouch. How fun is that, right? So that I don't necessarily need with me. I'm going to keep that in the carry-on. I'll get that ready. In terms of other tech, I got a couple other things here. This is my Tula mobile microphone. USB microphone, works with the MacBook, also functions as a recorder, but it's a really cool folding microphone that I can use for doing all my voiceovers for any video content I'm going to do. I suppose I could also use this mic, but just because I use this at home already for all of my voiceovers, I like the consistency of that. So I'm just going to bring that with me because, I mean, it's so tiny. So that's going to go. What else have we got here? Some of you are going to laugh at this, but this is a must-have for me. This is the Wakako Mini Presso 2. It is a portable espresso maker. And yes, it's important for me to have my coffee in the morning. So I bring this. You have to have hot water for it, but it's just a pump action. So you use Nespresso pods, which I've got. So the Nespresso pods will go in the suitcase. I am going to bring this with me in case I want some coffee on the plane. So that goes in the backpack. And I think for the most part, that is everything that I need in the backpack with me. I've also got a bag of cords and cables, just zipped up to keep them separate. So that will go. I'm doing something different this year, this trip, I should say. I got some new bags from a company called Alpaca, A-L-P-A-K-A. Where's the spelling? A-L-P-A-K-A, yeah. And they make these cool, so this is like, it doubles as a hip pack, fanny pack, crossbody if you stretch the strap. And then in here is also like a wrist strap, so you can just carry this around as a tiny little pouch. So I'm actually going to wear this around the airport. It's got my passport, my wallet, chapstick, my phone will also be in here. But that's going to be the stuff that I just keep with me. So that's, I'm excited about this. Alpaca is a new brand for me, so I'm going to try this out and see how well it works. I'll report back. On the topic of Alpaca, and then one other thing, the other thing I'm going to bring is my Joby GorillaPod, heavyweight GorillaPod stand with my Joby phone mount, which will hold both MagSafe and regular. So that I should actually dismantle because it doesn't need to be all the way up. And that's going to go in the carry-on as well. And speaking of alpaca, this is the other new thing I'm going to try. I kind of wanted a small day pack, just something to take while I tour around. I've got about 4 days of free time. So I want to try and see as much of Berlin as I can. And if anybody out there has been to Berlin and has any suggestions for things that are must-dos, bonus points if it's kind of off the beaten track, not sort of typical tourist experience. I'd love to hear about it. But I just wanted a day pack that I could use to have with me. And this alpaca sling pack day pack is going to be my day pack. Should hold everything I need it to. It's got lots of fun pockets. I'll probably post a video about this stuff a little later so you guys can learn more about it. If you do want to see that, make sure you let me know in the comments. But I'm going to use this as part of the packing in a moment. So that is the tech stuff. Backpack not too heavy, but heavy, and heavier more so when the laptop gets in there. So let's get to doing this other stuff. The other thing I got for myself this time around, it's a 9-hour flight. I've never bought a travel pillow before. This is the first travel pillow I got. I figured it can't hurt. And I did a bunch of research online to see sort of what the best thing is. So hopefully this doesn't crush my mic, but this is supposed to keep your head upright and give you enough stability that you can sleep sitting up. I hope it works because I really want to get a good night's sleep tonight. But this pillow is monster. So I did a couple things with it, wherever I did them. I kept the packing strap, which is Velcro. So I need to make this kind of as small as possible. So I'm just going to kind of roll it up the way it came. And at least get it down that far. And then I grabbed a case, just a zippered case to kind of contain it even further. And it's, I mean, I think it's memory foam, so it's getting squished down. That's actually going to go in the bottom of my backpack. So, and then, well, I'll be wearing it for at least part of the flight, so. And I know this goes in here because I tried it earlier. Get in there. There. So, much smaller. Also comfortable for sleeping. So that'll go in the bottom of the backpack. In terms of other things going on, that's basically it for the tech. I do have a couple of hair appliances here, which I can show you. Definitely have converters, adapters, USB-C, regular, modular, because of the amount of gear I'm bringing and need to keep charged. Yes, I've got like 3 or 4 plugs here. I'm going to use the alpaca day pack to keep those contained and organized. So I'll toss them in the bottom here with my other adapters. The other thing I think I'm going to put in here is my shoes. Only bringing 2 pairs of shoes. A pair of kind of nice flats. These are from a company called Teeks. And these actually fold. They fold in half so you can pack them. I find them pretty thin that way too. So those are my shoes I'm going to put in here. And then I've got a kind of a comfortable pair of walking around shoes for the traveling and the touring. The other thing I'll toss in here, this is another new device I'm bringing. It's a suction cup MagSafe mount for shooting video. So I thought I would just give it a try. It's off Amazon. I'll let you guys know if it's any good, but kind of gives me options to stick the camera in places I might need it. I'll toss that in there too. And maybe put the microphone in there and the cell phone mount for the Joby. And why don't we see if the Joby goes in there too? That's smart. All right. So the bag within a bag within a bag is packed. Okay. that should be okay. So now I've got the clothes. I've kind of picked out a wardrobe. Some people call it a capsule wardrobe, for what I want to wear. And I've tried to pare it down to as little as a woman can possibly take. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of pants, and I'll be wearing a 5th, which is probably excessive. She's rethinking it right now. One of them is kind of a cozy, like, sweatpants thing for hanging around the hotel if I just want to chill. But I'm going to put all that in a packing cube. I grabbed some packing cubes off Amazon. Never traveled with packing cubes before. I never really felt the need. I've often used those compression ones where you can suck the air out of it. But this time I decided I'm going to join the rest of the world and try packing cubes. So put all my pants, I think, in here. Pair of jeans, 2 pairs of jeans, nice jeans and chilling out jeans. Chill out pants. And kind of a nice pair of pants for doing business, going to the show. And then I've got a travel outfit over here, which consists of a jacket, a shirt, and pants that I can travel comfortably in. I can also double that as a work outfit. So I've got some room in that packing cube. I'm going to pack, I think, my shirts in there as well. And maybe a dress. I'm bringing one dress that I can sort of use for going out for dinner, for touring around, kind of just basic black, a good idea for travel. So this is kind of a crepey fabric. Crepey, not creepy. I'm just going to get that, because that can probably get compressed down in there too. All right, and I think I do have room for my shirts in this cube as well. I might reorganize them. If anybody who's watching has packing tips, travel tips, I'd love you to pop them in the comments, just because I've been traveling forever, and I think I know how to pack pretty well, but it never surprises me how often you read something that someone posts and it just gives you a whole new perspective on, like, oh, why didn't I think of that so much easier? So packing cubes are my thing this time around. So I think this cube is probably pretty full. It's got some straps in it to tighten it down, so I'm going to use those. And I've got a belt that goes with my pants. Okay. That's where I am going to leave that. Let's get this buckled in and compressed. So there's still a couple pieces of clothing. I'll show you what I've got, but this is essentially, that's a week's worth of clothing for me. That was, 4 pairs of pants. There's like 4 shirts in here, a belt. So that's not bad, right? Are we impressed? I'm kind of impressed with myself. Zip that closed. And there is still a teeny bit of room in here, so maybe I'll just get a tank top in there. There. Keep it all contained. Okay. Beauty. Gold. A week's worth of clothing. So that's going right in there. Other thing I have is a scarf. This is going to go in my backpack as well, in case it's needed. Doubles as a blanket, doubles as something to change up an outfit if I need to. So I'll probably just wear that. That's not coming. That goes on the hip. The other thing I've got here, I've got a long sleeved shirt that also doubles as kind of hotel loungewear. I'm debating whether I should bring this or not, but let's see if it fits. I've got another cube here that I've started with a pair of light PJs, lingerie. No, I'm not going to show you. But other stuff like that in here that I've already started. So I'll put my loungy loungewear in there too. And then the other thing I have is the second jacket that I'm bringing. This is I love this actually. My Lululemon hoodless jacket, no hoodie, because it's a business trip, you know. So bring something casual, but still maybe not slouchy. So I'm going to find space for that. Maybe we'll just put that right in the bottom there. And I'm checking. I think that is it. I think I'll bring a hat, just in case, sun, touring. So I'll put that in this cube as well. And that looks like all of my clothing. So that, and I still do have a teensy bit of room in here, which is good because I got a few other things I'm going to bring. Package of Moo cards. If you've never seen Moo cards, Moo, am I saying Moo? Moo cards? They're fun because you can do picture on the front and then your information on the back, and they do fun shapes and really high quality cards. So those are my business cards for doing business in Berlin. Those go in here. And then the fun stuff, hair tools. I'm reviewing this new Dyson product. It's called the Dyson Air Straight. So it both acts as a blow dryer and it'll straighten your hair when it's wet. You can also use it as a straightener when it's dry. So this is kind of a 2-in-1 device, which I think is smart for travel. So that one is coming with, and I think it'll fit in here maybe. Maybe not. Yes, I think it will. So that'll go there. And then the other thing I do want to bring is a curling iron. So yeah, I'm going to bring a curling iron too. This one does come apart though. So it ends up being pretty small. So that is going to go here. So there is my alpaca, my video equipment. Get that in the bottom where the ridges are. And then the last things I'm going to have to get in here are my toiletries and stuff. So got my liquids already separated. That'll go in the top of the backpack, and then maybe get repacked at some point along the way. Makeup fits right in there. And then all the toiletries and other stuff that a woman needs. Now I'm going to have space problems here. Because the alpaca with everything in it is kind of big. So maybe we'll just reorganize this. There. Much better, much better, much better. And there goes the makeup. So, proof is in the pudding here. So that is everything for 1 week. I'm going to give you a bit of a better look. Can I? I can't zoom in. Everything for 1 week is in my carry-on suitcase. Now, do we want to see if it'll close? Why not? Why not? I haven't brought you this far to let you down. Look at that. Perfect. So there. Next, you'll hear from me. I will be in Berlin. I'll probably post some updates from there. If there are things you are interested in from the IFA Berlin Tech Show or things you want to see, anything, any brands you want me to check out for you or recommendations, I'd love to hear about them. Otherwise, thank you for playing Pack for Berlin with me. I hope this has been fun, entertaining, slightly entertaining. Peek behind the curtain. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Don't forget to watch for my videos at youtube.com/ErinLawrenceTV.